All right, well, tonight we're going to have a couple of people share, and Richard's one of them. I got some stuff I'm going to share, and maybe a couple other of my leaders, they may have something on their heart. We'll see. But Richard, come on up, man, and let the Lord speak through you.
Actually, it is really short, but I had something that really caught my attention this week, and so I wanted to share with you guys. In the mornings, I've been reading one psalm, and I just pick one, and I just read it over and over again, really slowly, really diligently. And then at night, I read one before I go to bed, a different one. And last week, I picked one, and I would like to pick 2 sentences from it that really stood out to me. That's usually what happens. I'll read something, and like I shared here 2 weeks ago, what always ends up happening is I'll read something, one word or one sentence sticks out to me. And it is in Psalm 91, starting at verse 4. This is the one that I picked for the day, and so I just started there and I read. And so, this is what caught my attention. It says, speaking about God, it says, "He will cover you with his wings, and under his wings you can seek refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a fortress." And in particular, what got me there, like we hear language like that a lot in the church and in music and whatever, but what really caught my attention was it says that, speaking about God, it says his faithfulness is a shield. And it made me think how we hear in music a lot, like Christian music, and we'll read or hear a speaker say that our faith that we have is like a shield, And I think that's the one in Ephesians, like the belt of truth, like the helmet of whatever, and the shield. And I think it's your faith. But I just thought that was interesting how we always hear faith. Our faith is like a shield, but I liked how in that psalm it says that his faithfulness is like a shield, and you just never really hear that. And I started thinking like shields we always think are like a defensive thing, like you can block like arrows that are coming in at you or whatever, and at least in the movies, but I was thinking too, like shields, I remember from high school reading about ancient Roman armies and whatever, and they would do like this thing, I think it's called a phalanx, where they would get their shields all stacked up together, and they would be able to like block everything. And it wasn't just to defend, but it was to move forward and to like advance the line, and you have the shield, you can just like move forward with it. And I like that thought. And I like that it says his faithfulness is a shield. And something I want to share from the last week that goes along with this that really made me think. My grandma has lived in Stewart here for about 9 years. I think she's 84. And her biggest fear was that she would have to move out of her house and go somewhere. And her landlady is a very just not nice person. She really, she doesn't want anything to do with God. She's just kind of like a mean person sometimes. And so she actually told my grandma, she said, "I'm going to be moving in 2 months. So you have 2 months to move out and find a place to live." And so it was obviously devastating for my grandma, and it was really hard. Just like it's just awful. She has a lot of things that would have to line up perfectly for her to find a place to live, basically, and it was just really rough. And so in all this, how like in a friendship, in a dating relationship, whatever, sometimes something can happen in life, and like things are they're okay, and something bad can happen. You just know like this is gonna work out, and you feel strong. Maybe the other person feels weak, and you're there, and you can help to be that strong person, to help support and to carry them, And sometimes you're the weak one, and they're gonna be the strong one, whatever, if it's a friend or whoever. And so it made me think. I don't know what it was, but in this whole thing, I just thought from the very beginning, Lord, I just know you're going to provide the perfect thing. And that isn't like, I don't say that like, aspire to be like that, like me or whatever. I just mean like, I don't know what it was. Like in that moment, it was like I was the strong one or whatever for my mom and for my grandma. And I just knew, Lord, you're going to make a provision, and you're going to give like this perfect new housing opportunity to her. And my mom, obviously, she can just be a worrier sometimes, and so I could just see on her face. And it was really cool. She calls me after work one day, and she's telling me, "I've got so much to tell you." And she goes on, and the short of it is she met with this that is really, in There's these really cute little couple who were the building reps for a place, and my grandma was going to be able to move in there, and all these stipulations that she had absolutely answered all these things. And I was just like, Lord, that is so cool. Thank you for that answered prayer, because that's exactly what I was praying for. That's exactly the thing that I was like, Lord, I know you're gonna provide. And all that to say, it makes me think back to in Psalm 91, where it says that His faithfulness is a shield to us, and it's not something that we just have to stand and just hope and like with the shield in front and defend against the things that are coming at us. But we can move forward and advance the line, you know what I mean? And I like that very much, that His faithfulness is something that is protection, but it's also something that we move forward with in our life. And you can just trust that it is enough, that He's going to be faithful. And it just stood out to me so much this week, so I wanted to share with you guys.
All right, any of my other leaders? I know this is kind of spontaneous for even my leaders. I text them today, say, hey, if you got something, let's share it today. So I think so.
I mean, I could preach if you want me to preach.
I know.
Hilarious. What does that mean?
You got something going?
What does that mean? Well, I mean, probably nobody else will be sharing if I share. So that's what it means.
That's what it means.
Get one in there real quick.
So I'm going to read from Matthew 15. 15? No, Matthew 14. I lied. Real quick. So this talks about when they was on the boat, right? They was chilling. And so Jesus in the water walking to them, right? And they got real scared. They were like, oh, is that a ghost? And Jesus was like, no. Be of good cheer. It is I. Do not be afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. So he said, come. And when Peter had come down out of the boat, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. Amazing. But when he saw that the wind was boisterous, he was afraid, and beginning to sink, he cried out, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched out his hand and caught him and said to him, O you of little faith, why did you doubt? So there's a whole bunch in there, right? I just want to touch on this one thing. So they were scared, right? They saw Jesus. Peter's like, Lord, if it's you. Sometimes we got to call to Jesus, right? Ask him something, right? So he called out and Jesus said, come to me. So Peter's walking on the water and Jesus goes, you of little faith, why did you doubt? I'd have been like, Lord, I just walked on water. And that's little faith for you? You know what I'm saying? And what I want to say is God has so much more than the biggest thing that we think we can do, and it takes the most amount of faith to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I would have been like, man, good job. I just walked on some water. I ain't walk on no water. I just want to drop that in you, man. The biggest thing that you have in your heart that you desire, that you want to do, know that that is nowhere or nothing close to what God wants actually for you. Amen, that's it.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take my turn here. That segues into what I was going to share real quick. Pete, can you pass out some of these? Richard, can you pass out some of these? These are the words of Lawrence Sanford.
You guys can share. You guys actually
So Pete just said the Lord has more for us than what we can expect, even ask or think. But we got to say yes to the process. We're going to read this. Romans 8:19-22 says, for the anxious longing of creation waits eagerly for the revealing of the sons of God. For the creation was subjected to futility, not willingly, but because of him who subjected it, in hope that the creation itself also will be set free from its slavery to corruption into the freedom of the glory of the children of God. For we know that the whole creation groans and suffers the pains of childbirth together until now. So this guy, Lawrence Sanford, has a couple words to say about this. He says, the phrase, the sons of God, describes a remnant yet to be revealed who have paid the price to become Christ-like in their character. God-like ones who are carrying and exhibiting the true heart of God, Creation cries out in anguish for these to come forth, a generation of believers and leaders filled with the passionate love of God, broken and contrite of heart, refined in the fire, having learned how to love, will emerge in the midst of the cries to come. By their character, integrity, love, and kingdom authority, they will vindicate the name of God and redeem the image of the church. God will reveal his true sons and daughters, whose hearts have been cleansed and who will lead the church as true shepherds. These will stand forth to call us once more to the passionate love of God, our foundation in the cross, the blood of Jesus, and the true heart of the Father. It says, the fact that something must be revealed means that something has been concealed. This generation has therefore been prepared in hiddenness. Perhaps you have felt held back or have wondered why prophecies spoken over you and senses you had for your future have been delayed and then delayed again. Because of this, your hope has suffered. Proverbs 13:12, hope deferred makes the heart sick, but a desire fulfilled is a tree of life. It says, in the face of extended delay, many of us have grown sick at heart, but the release of life will now come quickly. Yet we must know that in love and for our own protection, God has kept back this generation hidden out of the public eye while he worked transformation in us, but the timing of revealing is now upon us. I want to say this should apply to all of you in this room, that the Lord has you in a place of hiddenness where he has not revealed you in the public's eye. And the main reason he hasn't done it yet is because he loves you and he's protecting you and you're not ready. And I feel like the Lord was speaking to me earlier during worship, and what I was trying to convey to you guys is you got to deal with the fact that you're not ready. I know we're all like, okay, Brandon, so like we're not ready, but I guess you're ready. Even me, it's like, no, I don't know if I'm ready. But we have to deal with the issue of the reason God has not promoted you, has not sent you forth in your calling and your anointing and all that stuff, because he's like, she's not ready. He's not ready. If I were to send them forth right now, they would blow it. They would make it all about themselves. They would sometimes talk about Jesus, but it would be more about getting the fame, the recognition, the cool points. Here's a test to know when you are ready for promotion. The test of knowing you're ready for promotion is when you're willing to serve consistently and you no longer desire promotion. Where you're willing to serve and do the smallest, dumbest things with joy and happiness and gladness in your heart, knowing like, Lord, I'm doing this for you. I love my personal time with you. I just love being with you. I'm going to do it. And then on the other side, like, I don't even really want promotion. I don't care if I'm not looking for it. If no one says thank you, it's okay. And so, if you find yourself in this season being lazy, that's revealing to the Lord you're definitely not ready. And so, if you're in a season of the Lord where the Lord is hiding you, laziness doesn't reveal you're ready. But the way you show the Lord you're ready is by servanthood. Because we can't go past that. Oh, my calling is to be a prophet. I'm called to be an apostle. I'm called to go to Africa and do all these awesome things. Yeah, those are good in itself. But the greatest calling among us is to be servants. To be servants. How exciting does that sound? Who's in here like, yes, Lord, sign me up, right? But he says the greatest among you shall be your servant. And the crazy thing is that that's God's way. That is the Father's way that you would be a servant. That is his desire and will for your life. 100% all the time. It's foolishness to the world, but it's the wisdom of God. That we would look like fools for Jesus. We would do the dumbest, most trivial things, but we would take it so seriously, knowing that it really matters. And so in this season, you feel like, Lord, it doesn't matter if I serve. It doesn't matter if I don't do things right. It doesn't really matter if I don't really spend time with you. I'll do that like once you release me and once you call me out. Once you release me into my calling, I'll take it seriously then. Well, I'm going to say that just speaks of you not being ready. You know, for me, when I coached basketball, so we would have practice, and I would try to find the ones who took practice most seriously. Because I knew that when it came game time, and the lights are on, and the pressure's on, the ones who took practice seriously were most ready for the game. That was almost 100% of the time. The ones who were serious about practice were usually ready for the game. And so, are you winning those battles in the secret place in your life? Are you winning the character battles? Are you winning the heart motive battles? Your motives behind what you say. Your motives behind what you do. Are you winning those battles, or are you like, I let myself slide on all the motives because no one gets to see them? Well, the Lord sees them. He really does. Second thing I want to say about this is that in this season of your life, I want you to cash in on all that God is asking you to do. Bank in on what He's calling you to do. Because it really does matter. I know for me, I look back and I'm like, Lord, when I was in the wilderness, even now I look back and I'm like, Lord, I wish I would have taken it a little more seriously. I wish I would have gone after your word a little bit more. But in that season, there was times where I got lazy, I got self-pity, like, oh, woe is me, no one sees me, no one cares about me, no one gave me a word about how awesome I am. I learned to get over that, and I realized that stuff doesn't matter. But I was like, Lord, I want to cash in, I want to bank in on everything that you're asking me to do. The smallest, dumbest things. I want to bank in on that. Whether it's I move chairs before service, after service, I would bring the pastor a cup of water, I remember I used to buy what's the expensive water? Fiji. This was when I was a college student. It was broke as a joke. And then even after I graduated, I was still broke as a joke. But I would buy Fiji water for whoever's preaching on Sunday and give it to them. And that's like, it's like $5. That's gas money and all that stuff. But I would do it because I'm like, Lord, I just want to cash in any way I can right now. The dumbest thing ever. Lord, you know my heart. Just want to be a blessing to others. Yeah, it's very trivial. And yeah, the people I gave it to, they probably have no idea I did that. But it's like the Lord remembers it. Oh, Brandon brought the water. His heart was in the right place. And so, if you consider yourself in this season right here, if you consider yourself in this season, which I'm assuming majority of you do, you have to take this seriously. You have to take it seriously. Yeah, come on, Pete. And so, as Pete said, God has so much for you, but here's your process. That's what it looks like.
I just want to add to that real quick. And y'all got Bibles? We can read this together if y'all want. Where was I don't remember. Luke 14. Yes, chapter 7. Luke chapter 14, verse 7. So I'm going to read this real quick. This is something for me, man. I really try to live by this. I mean, one of the biggest things I believe God put on my heart to be just as a man is like really honor the authority God has put over me. Like it really follows with servitude. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when me having a gift or knowing that I know things or I'm able to do certain things, I kind of want to like do it, right? Kind of show it. Sometimes I do it maybe to like let people know that I'm good at this or I'm gifted at this. But there's this parable right here that he speaks, and it says, so verse 7 says, so he told a parable to those who were invited when he noted how they chose the best place, saying to them, "When you are invited by anyone to a wedding feast, do not sit down in the best place, lest one more honorable than you be invited by him. And he who invited you will come and say to you, 'Come, give place to this man,' and then you begin with shame to take the lowest place." So basically, right, don't go sit in the highest seat when you go to a place, right, because they might come in someone who's more deserving or honoring of that seat, and then you're gonna get embarrassed when they say, this seat really isn't for you right now, so you need to actually go sit down there, right? He said, "But when you are invited, go and sit down at the lowest place, so that when he who invited you comes and says to you, 'Friend, go up higher,' then you will have glory in the presence of those who sit at the table with you. For whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted." You see what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy because with the Lord, the way it works, the higher God takes you, the more you serve. But in the world, the higher you are, the more you are served. You know what I'm saying? So the way this thing is, like, it's not even, like, I had to learn, like, it's not even about me, but I let God promote me, I don't promote myself. Let the Lord promote you. You know what I'm saying? Because that way, it is the best way. Because like he was saying, if I thank God, because there was, I'm a knucklehead, right? So it probably took me a lot longer than most people, right? But I thank God that he kept me from promotion before it was time, because I just would have screwed things up. And what he showed me was, it wasn't even just about me messing up, but imagine being in leadership over a whole bunch of people and then falling, and the amount of hurt you can cause to all those that you are over. We don't even see that part. We just think, oh, it's all about me. I thought it was all about me and all about, my gifting and things. So I think that's a really good verse to meditate on, is Luke 14. And like I said, that's verses 7 through 12, and I'm going to just read 12 to 14. It says, "Then he also said to him who invited him, 'When you give a dinner,'" so now if you're hosting it, right, "or a supper, do not ask your friends, your brothers, your relatives, nor rich neighbors, lest they also invite you back and you get repaid. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you. For you shall be repaid at the resurrection of the just." Right? So you can't say, "I want to be a leader and I want to do this," when you haven't even spoken to the lowliest person in the church, or you haven't even been trying to give, or you just been trying to hang out with the cool people in the church, trying to impress the leadership of the church, but not really going out and reaching out to the other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that thing is saying, because we want to be recognized by certain people, but I don't want to be caught sitting with the outcasts of the church. You see what I'm saying? So I think for me, that's something I live by. I just kind of wanted to give that to you guys. Like, bro, that's what it's all about. Who cares about what anyone's thinking? Who cares about if people know you're super anointed? Who cares? Like, nobody cares about any of that. God doesn't care how anointed you are, how gifted. Like, he doesn't care about none of that stuff, bro. We care about that much. See, we care about that so much that we, like, place all our emphasis on that. And guys, I just want you to just know that you're loved and, like, love other people. Like, because when the right time comes, and God does it, oh my goodness, so much better. So that's it. I just want to share a little bit of love.